You're listening to Nice-ish, a podcast about reality TV and your opinions, with your hosts, Cindy and Grace.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 36 of Nice-ish. I'm Grace, and I'm here with my co-host and my mom, Cindy. How are you?
Lucky number 36.
I know, right? We made it to 36. Is 36 lucky?
It's 36 more than I thought. Yeah, 36 is not lucky. I just, said that. But I don't know. Could be.
Well, we have a big weekend this weekend.
We have a huge weekend. It is Super Bowl weekend.
Yes.
And our personal team,
yes,
our Philadelphia Eagles, are in the Super Bowl.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. So this could be a very special 365 days for us because our LA Dodgers won the World Series.
Yes.
And now our Philadelphia Eagles have a chance to win the Super Bowl.
I'm really hoping that would be so exciting if we could have a back-to-back win here.
I would feel like we're two of the best people in this country if our two teams won. Because if our
we're
two
special.
teams... Yeah. I mean, how are we not special? So we've been wearing our Eagle stuff all week. Mm-hmm. We're going to wear it tomorrow.
Yeah. I like when we go out and we see other people wearing Eagle stuff too, because then, especially this weekend, because then it's like, you say go Birds, they say it right back.
We did.
It's so fun.
We were getting all the stuff for tomorrow for a little Super Bowl party. Mm-hmm. And this guy was in the grocery store in his stuff, and we walked by, kind of looked at each other, and I'm like, go Birds. He's like, go Birds.
Yeah. I don't know why. It's fun every time.
It is. So, fingers crossed, if we don't have the day that we wanted, then this is where we'll end it. If we do, maybe we'll record a little celebratory message. Who knows?
Well, let's get into some Bravo news for the week. And the story that we will start with is that Marcus Jordan, who is Larsa Pippen's ex-boyfriend, got arrested for cocaine possession, DUI, and resisting arrest. Did you watch the video?
Oh my God. He ended up on train tracks. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what to say. If it wasn't so sad, it would be funny.
Yeah.
And it is kind of funny. But he threw out the whole "do you know who I am" on Michael Jordan's son thing, which didn't work.
I love that you're saying that you're his son. It's like, no, we don't care. If you're not Michael Jordan, then I don't care. Then you're not him, then. Why do I care that you're his son? I don't.
But yes, I watched the video, and I watched the police approach and Marcus say, took a wrong turn, but hey, there's 6 of us. Maybe we could just push my car off the tracks. And the officer was just kind of like, I'm a little concerned for you. Do you realize that this is a working track?
Yes. That this railroad, it is still,
Yes.
It's
viable.
Yes.
There are trains on it.
Uh-huh.
And some bimbo was walking around in the background.
Oh my
God. The whole thing was sad.
Was she hammered too, or because you couldn't have willingly just let him drive on the train tracks without saying anything, right?
I don't know. And I can't say that I'm overly surprised about the cocaine charge, because we literally saw that leaked picture of him.
I remember that
on vacation or somewhere with friends, and he was literally snorting at the table. Mm-hmm. So that's not really a surprise. But to, start driving while you're, compromised, we'll say, is stupid.
Very stupid. Next in Bravo news, it was announced that Denise Richards is getting her own spin-off show. It's called Denise Richards and Her Wild Things. I'll be honest with you, I watched the trailer and I thought, Why are we doing this?
I mean, I don't dislike Denise, but this was a little weird to me because she didn't do that well on Beverly Hills.
No, I didn't think of her as an overly great housewife. And I don't even mean because of like the stupid Brandy stuff or whatever,
agreed.
Like regardless of all that. I just don't ever remember her sticking out that much as being like, oh my God, she's amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm a little shocked that they decided to go forward with a TV show for her, like her own.
Yeah, I don't know if it's more about her or about her weird husband, and you know, now she's got a daughter that does OnlyFans and stuff, so maybe they just feel like there's a lot going on,
I guess, but
I don't know.
I saw the Housewives cameos too, about all of them. I mean, there were a lot.
There are like 5 of them.
Yeah, I saw Camille, I saw Garcelle, Sutton, I saw Erica pop up too, that she'll meet with her, and I think there was somebody else, but now I forgot. But yeah, I just am like, well, why not put her back on Beverly Hills then if the whole point is that she's filming with all of these women again? I don't get it. Like, we already have the show. It's called Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Everybody's already on it.
And then there was this weird part in the trailer where her one daughter says to the other, "This is why you're such a bitch, dude."
Yeah.
And then Denise says, "Don't call her dude." And I'm like, what? Not bitch? Yeah. Bitch is fine. Don't call her a dude. I don't know. I mean, obviously we'll tune in. We'll see what it's about, but I can't see it being more than 30 minutes. Can you?
I hope not. But I don't see it being that. I don't think that they could fill a show for that long, I guess. Unless what content they have for it. But I don't know. I was not overly excited about it. I just kind of thought, why?
Yeah, I was more baffled than anything. But
like, out of everybody that you have had on these Housewives shows, that's who you gave the spinoff to. I don't know.
I don't care one way or the other, which I suppose is the kiss of death when you're apathetic about it. But,
I know.
You know, well, I guess we'll see. Maybe it'll surprise us and we'll enjoy it.
Maybe.
Let's get into this week's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So it starts with a Dorit and PK like flashback montage of happier times in their marriage, and we see how they're in love and all this kind of stuff. But then it slowly transitions into the burglary at their home and how unsupportive and almost unsympathetic PK was.
Yeah, he got really nasty toward the end there, especially about this burglary thing. Like, she was just supposed to get over it.
Yeah, and she was milking it and dramatic, and I mean, it was really awful.
I know, especially for your husband to say about you. Jeez. Like, geez, why would you say that on camera about your wife?
I know. You can really start to see the cracks in their marriage. And the montage ends at present day with their current dinner at Kathy Hilton's house. But the episode kind of jumps around from scene to scene, and then it comes back to this subject at the end. So I think instead of starting and stopping and starting and stopping, we're just going to kind of table it and discuss everything else that happened in the episode and then end with this, because the whole episode ends with this.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right, great. So we get a scene with Bose and her man talking about their future together, and they both seem to be on the same page. It kind of sounds like they both want to have kids. I think Bose, sooner than later, she does mention that she wants to be married before they do that. And I think he's also on the same page with that. Mm-hmm. What do you think of them as a couple? He seems to accept how successful she is, and he's not threatened by that.
Yeah, I know. So far from what I've seen, I haven't seen any like red flags or anything like in Potomac with Stacy, where I'm like, red flag TJ, what's going on? So I haven't seen anything like that. And I mean, Bose, I'm sure, is loaded, money-wise. So you would have to be worried about who you're dating because of that. So, but I don't get the impression of, like, he
Gold
wants
digger?
her money. Yeah, or anything like that. But, I mean, maybe I haven't seen enough scenes with him or something.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
I don't get that vibe, I guess.
Well, I guess the last guy was.
Yeah.
So, I mean, her picker's not 100%. So we'll keep our eye on him.
Mm-hmm.
Then we jump to a scene with Kyle and Mauricio, and they go to this driving range, and Mauricio wants to make sure Kyle knows how to fire a gun for protection. And towards the end, she kind of breaks down in tears, and she says to Mo that, he moved into a new place with zero memories, so it's a lot easier for him to move on. And she's stuck living in the house that was their home together.
Yeah, I think that's a very fair statement on her part. I mean, of course it's going to be so much harder. You're surrounded by photos everywhere.
Yeah.
And she doesn't seem like the type that would take all of that down yet, So it's all of the photos of your kids, of you together, all of your, family photos.
Maybe the photo of him with his Dancing with the Stars partner. Maybe you should take that one down.
Oh, my God. Okay. Yeah.
But no, I mean, memories of holidays.
Yeah.
And, Thanksgiving and Christmas and decorating and all that stuff. There's got to be a million memories there.
Yeah, all their white parties that they had there, filming there. Yeah.
So it's totally understandable that she feels sad. And clearly, I don't think this is how she saw her life at this point in time.
Yeah, I don't really quite know what happened there. It was clearly something that trust was broken.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Kyle would have pulled the trigger on anything else otherwise. I don't think she would have. I think she would have just been like, ride it out.
When that trust is gone, it's just almost impossible to get back.
Yeah, and there were always rumors about that too.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I just didn't ever believe it. I don't
didn't
know
either.
why.
Because he seems so likable.
Yeah. Well, and it's hard, the timing of everything too, because not only are you separated at this point where all of your kids are gone from your house, or they're starting to be gone. Like, I think Portia's the only one that lives there. Alexia might live there too.
She might be.
Know.
I think she's engaged.
Yeah, so she won't for very, very long.
Right.
So it's just like all of it happening at one time to her.
Yeah.
And that's probably the hardest part. It's not like they decided to split when Portia was like 5 or something.
Right.
It's happening now, so it's just a lot.
It is. You're alone.
Yeah.
I mean, she seemed desperate wanting to go to lunch with her daughters.
That was really sad.
It was sad.
Yeah, I felt that. And I mean, regardless of kind of how you feel about Kyle, if you really like her or if you don't, I feel like if you were watching that, if you didn't feel like, oh, that hurt, that's sad for her, then I don't know.
Then it makes you a horrible person.
Then it does. That's what I'm getting at. Yes, that's exactly what.
So let's jump to the part with Sutton. She invites Garcelle and Kyle to go with her back to Augusta, Georgia, where she's from, to visit her mother, Reba, who's 82. And this whole part was super uncomfortable for me.
Yeah, I did not love it. I also thought it was weird that Sutton made the choice to invite Kyle, too. Like, I felt like in her confessionals, we see her, like, kind of be like, well, I'm not going to bow down to the altar of Kyle Richards. Right. And then it's like, come meet my mom. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why either. Maybe it was just a production thing. You're bringing 2 people.
Yeah, you have to. We know you only have one solid right now, which is Garcelle, so you got to pick somebody else.
Yeah, and Kyle wasn't going to Kathy's house, apparently, so.
Oh, I know, right? Isn't that funny?
Well, I think meeting her mom explains a lot of why Sutton is the way she is.
Yeah, I think Garcelle said that too in the episode.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, I thought something along the lines of that. Like, oh, I see where you get certain.
Oh, you're right. She did.
Yeah.
Well, at one point, Sutton's mom, Reba, says that her grandson, James, was weird. Oh, my God. And I think Garcelle was trying to lighten the mood by saying, oh, yeah, I have a weird kid, too.
Yeah.
But then you have Kyle like, am I supposed to say one of my kids is weird? Because they're really not.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that was
like,
funny.
I'm not going to join the bandwagon of, throwing one of my kids under the bus. And then they're going to ask me which kid who I'm referring to. So, no.
Well, Reba also seemed nasty and a bit snooty about the gift Garcelle brought her. Because she gave her this lovely scarf.
Yeah.
And she didn't seem grateful.
No.
Or thankful. I don't even know if she did thank her. She might have, but it was very dismissive, maybe?
Yeah, and cold.
Cold. Very cold. I mean, in Garcelle's confessional, she's like, maybe I should have brought the same gift Kyle brought, which was nothing.
Probably would have worked out better for her. Yeah, I know. But yeah, I mean, somebody is coming to visit you specifically. They don't know you and have never met you, or maybe if they have, it was once at Sutton's store. But it's like you're given a gift and you're not going to be thankful for that.
I know.
Or pretend to like it.
I know.
Or anything, even if you don't. But
this is your daughter's friend. Don't you want to make a good impression too?
Right.
I mean, I would want, if you brought somebody home to meet me, I would want them to like me.
Right.
I wouldn't be a total bitch right away.
Yeah, give it some time, man.
So later, Sutton takes Garcelle and Kyle out to dinner, and they're sitting at the table, and she calls her mom tough and says that she's prouder of her ex-husband, Christian, than she is of her. So would you call her tough, or would you call her rude?
Oh, definitely more on the spectrum of rude. I mean, tough could be a lot of things, like just that you still love your kid and you can tell them that, but I'm going to tell you if something's not good for you, or I'm going to tell you that, anything like that. That could be considered tough. This, you're just
mean.
Rude and mean. Yes, exactly. For like, I feel like it's harder to be mean too. Why would you not want to just give your kid love?
Really? It comes easy to me.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
I mean, it's just like, isn't it easier to just say to your kid that you're proud of them than say things that are hurtful, or not give it to them? When I feel, you know what I feel like it is too? I think that her mom knows that she wants it and you're purposely not giving it to her.
Which is horrible.
Yeah.
And I don't like this whole excuse either of, well, we were brought up in the South and that's just how it is. And that's the way our parents are. I mean, evolve.
Well, I know, right?
Your kid doesn't feel loved. And if you love them, that's what you want most for them, is to feel that love from you.
Exactly.
And she's saying she doesn't get it, and her mom doesn't seem to care.
No, I think that's just the excuse that Sutton tells herself.
Oh.
So that way it makes it less hard. Because then it's like, okay, well, if it's a Southern thing, then it's not my mom. It's not my parents that are like that. It's everybody's parents that are like that. So then it's kind of maybe easier for her to deal with. And
also, though, once you express that to your parent, I'm not getting this from you, then don't they try to work on it? Yeah, I definitely think, though, that would be something that you should want to work on. And if you don't, as a parent, that's a red flag. You're missing some sort of gene then.
The compassion gene.
Yeah, the love gene.
Yeah.
Well, let's get back to how the episode started, because that's the way it ended, was this dinner at Kathy Hilton's house with Erica, Bose, and Dorit.
Yeah, did you know that Kathy was part Asian?
No, I did not.
Kyle didn't either.
I know, she didn't. Everybody was a bit surprised there.
I don't think anybody knew what to say to that. Like, what? Huh? Like, I feel like it just skipped over. Like, she just said it, and then we moved into a different conversation.
Right.
Because I don't think anybody was like, okay.
Well, Dorit shares that she texted PK about Jagger asking if they were divorced, and she was concerned about it and how to handle it. Mm-hmm. And he never responded.
What an asshole.
He's a dick.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently he was at a wedding in London. Whose wedding? Why was Dorit not invited? Was she invited?
Right. And did you bring somebody with you?
Right? Did you have a date or what? Because most likely he didn't go by himself, I wouldn't think. But why are you going to London for a wedding without your wife?
Yeah, that's weird.
Dorit says later he sends her a 7-page email with threats on how she needs to handle their bills and that the house is in her name, so she will be solely responsible for their mortgage.
I mean, a 7-page email
Ugh.
from London to, you're not even home. You're not even going to tell her face to face. You're going to write it all in an email and send it to her. What a piece of shit. You
don't have the decency to talk to this person who you've been married to, who you have children with. You know, you can't have a sit down. You got to send an angry email. Garbage. Well, Dorit said something that she hasn't said all this time, which was that he was a horrible father.
I thought that was really interesting.
She's been protecting him.
Oh, yeah. And that kind of checks out, too, right now, because the fact that she wrote PK about Jagger specifically saying, hey, how do I go about this? And you said nothing means you don't care.
No. And how long have you been gone that your kids are like, where's dad?
Right. So I believe Dorit here in this. Like, yeah, he's a terrible father.
And she's been protecting him and their marriage.
Right.
Because she figured we'd work it out.
I know. And now it's not working out.
So Erica asks Dorit what she's waiting for. That she needs to be proactive, start making decisions, or PK will be making them for her.
I thought that was such a good conversation and such a good wake-up call. And Erica needed to be the one to do it. Erica's what I consider tough.
Mm-hmm. Oh, like, good point.
She's doing it literally to help you, but she's going to not sugarcoat it, and she's going to tell you exactly what you need to do. But she still cares.
And I think we all need a friend like that.
Yeah.
And Bose was co-signing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy Hilton was just kind of sitting there. She was saying things like, well, how old is PK? He's 57 or whatever. Oh, I thought he was that old when he met you.
I think she called him PJ at one point.
Oh my God, that's weird. But the old thing, Bose or Erica, one of them, I think it was Bose, said, that is the smoothest shade I've ever heard. But yeah, she called him PJ. But yeah, Erica also had a great point where she's like, how long have you been married? And Dorit's like 9.5 years. And she's like, well, in the state of California, 10 years is considered a long-term marriage and it is automatically 50-50. So she's like, PK is trying to get this in before you're married 10 years. He's a bastard.
That's so shitty.
I know.
Literally, that's what you're doing. It's almost like he was waiting it out. Like, okay, I'll see if I want to stay married to her, but if I don't, I'm going to pull the plug quick. And she's not going to really have any idea. It's just going to, come crashing down, and it's shitty. I think he's had it planned for a little while.
I think he talked to a lawyer, and the lawyer said, for me to protect your, investments? Does he have any? Because he owed a lot of money all over the place. But in order for me to protect you, you got to get rid of her before 10 years.
Which is funny because it's like, I think Dorit would want to get rid of you. You're the problem. You're the liability here, buddy. No
kidding.
So, doing her a favor.
And Dorit responds with something along the lines of, shouldn't I be sure it's what I want before I do anything? To which Erica replied, he doesn't want you back. Yeah,
that was hard, but necessary, I think, to hear. I can't believe Dorit still thought that there was maybe there's a chance, or maybe I would still go back to that.
And even if you wanted to, he doesn't.
Right. He doesn't. He's not interested.
He's already checked out and moved on. Already.
Right. So Erica laying it plain and simple. He's not interested. Stop. Move on. We need to move on with the lawyers now. And you got to let it go.
I think most women start out that way where they're like, we can be friends, we can text, we can talk about our kids. And then he finds some bimbo and he's moved on and he wants nothing to do with you. And so then it just starts getting nasty and women need to protect themselves.
Right, because Dorit said, she's like, we're talking like 5 times a day. And he's like, yeah, but we're not going to.
Right.
And it's like, don't ignore the signs.
Yes. He's telling you.
Yeah.
So in the sneak peek for next week, we see Garcelle mention to Sutton's mom that Sutton just wants to be loved and appreciated by her. To which Reba replies with, "It's not any of your business."
Jeez. Wouldn't you as a parent be completely embarrassed that one of your kid's friends is coming to you saying that your kid doesn't feel loved by you or appreciated? How horrible.
I would be mortified.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe she is, and that's her nasty way of saying butt out, but she just seems like a nasty woman altogether, so.
Yeah, like I don't think that soaked in at all. I hope it did. Even if she said to back off, then maybe she'll eventually talk to Sutton. I hope she does. I hope that Garcelle's conversation, even if in the moment it didn't do anything, that maybe it does.
Maybe it sinks in later.
Yeah.
And then in the other part of the sneak peek, we see Bose tell Erica and Dorit that she's thinking of having children with her man, but neither has said "I love you" to each other. I mean, kind of weird, no?
Yeah, that's really weird. You remember how we were just talking about this a little bit where I was like, oh, so far there's no red flags. There's no anything. Here it is. It's right here.
But she hasn't either.
Yeah, she hasn't either, though. So it's weird and just in general on both.
Are they both just
parts.
waiting for the other person?
I don't know. That doesn't seem like Bose, though.
Well, do you love him?
I would like to hope that she does. I would think she does. It seems like it.
Because if you do, say it.
I know.
How are you considering marrying someone and having children with someone and they have not said, "Hey, babe, I love you"?
I don't know. Maybe they want it to be the first time at their wedding. They can say, "I love
God.
you." Oh, God.
Well, I don't know. I'm not, like you said, we thought she was kind of perfect, but that's a little weird.
Yeah, it is. Maybe by the end of the season, we'll get an "I love you."
Well, it needs to be sincere.
I know, but, I would like to hope that by now it's sincere. If you haven't said it, maybe you're at least feeling it. Let's get into the Real Housewives of Salt Lake Part 3 reunion.
Okay.
So this part is finally where we get to see Brittany.
Oh, God.
And she'll be with us for the whole episode.
Mm-hmm.
Right up until the very end.
Until she was asked to leave and then wanted to be part of it again. Yes.
So Brittany comes out on set and she wanted clearly a grand entrance of some kind, like for her to be able to walk out on set and them see her sit down and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. She didn't get that. Nobody cared enough. They were just like, we got to keep rolling.
Yeah.
So what I thought was interesting too is we watched this 2 times. We watched it the night that it aired and then we watched it again. Mm-hmm. And one thing that I did not catch the first time around was that Brittany said she got her hair done and Angie mentions that she came into Lunatic Fringe, which is her salon, and they did her hair.
Yeah. Now I get it because Angie complimented her hair.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, well, that's really interesting because if she got her hair done at Angie's place, of course, Angie's going to be like, oh, your hair looks great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That you got the glow up at
Sneaky.
Our salon. Yes. Brittany also mentions, too, that her and Jared are broken up when they film the reunion. And there literally is an editor's note that comes across the bottom of the screen that says that they are now together.
Yes. At the time of filming, they were not.
Right. And now now they are back together and they're Instagram official.
I think it said "again" in all caps.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're right. It did say again. Oh God. Have we ever had to have an editor's note at the bottom of a reunion?
No, but she's so exhausting that I'm not surprised.
Brittany says that kind of why Jared and her are so on again, off again is because he likes to still text single women
Oh
when
my
they're
God.
together. And it's just like she catches him in it all the time. Like that, I can see you're deleting messages from women.
Yes. How is this not like done deal?
I don't
like
know.
It's a deal breaker for like a month, and then she's like, okay, let's get back together. The dude is a cheater.
And he doesn't change, and he's got no effort to change.
And he doesn't want to, and you don't enforce anything. Right. It's not going to happen.
I know.
What are the chances that at the time of us recording this, that they are still together?
It's very, very iffy. I really don't know. I can't even put a bet on it.
I know.
I'd rather go to Vegas and make bets in Vegas. Those are more of a sure thing than me trying to guess if Brittany and Jared are together.
Right.
Because I have no idea.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
That she has so little self-esteem that she would put up with that shit.
I know. And you were dating other men too.
Right.
Did you not like any of them?
She
better?
had what? 3, 6, 10, 15? I forgot how high it got.
Well, yeah, I know the number kept going up.
It did, but so what? You know, like,
right.
Get somebody else.
So Bronwyn mentions that she's like, I've said things about Jared. I don't like him. I think it's gross that, he would talk to women, and that, like, you should just stop with the love bombing. That's clearly what he's doing. And then the topic gets brought up about the message that Jared sent Bronwyn.
Mm-hmm.
Why on earth you feel comfortable sending a message, and a nasty, angry message, to one of your girlfriends or friend or whatever you want to call her? I don't know. Castmates.
Bestie.
Yeah, bestie. Castmates, though, is appalling. What is wrong with you? I mean, literally, he starts the message with, what the hell is your fucking problem?
You fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Or fucking little bitch,
right.
or something like that.
Uh-huh. And then ends it with something about her appearance. Like, I'm not going to talk about your appearance.
Yeah, first of all, that whole thing was disturbing to me on a couple different levels. First, that he would send that message to Bronwyn. Second, that some of the women sitting there felt like she instigated it. Heather was someone who's like, well, didn't you talk about him, though? Didn't you talk about his micro penis?
Yeah.
As though Bronwyn deserved that sort of text.
Yeah.
And they played the clip, and Bronwyn did not say it. Some guest at the party did, and brought it to Bronwyn. And so she was caught on mic talking to this person who said it to her.
Right.
So it wasn't her. He got embarrassed because someone else said it.
Yeah.
But for Heather and Lisa to act like this was somehow deserved because she brought up something about him first, and he's an Osmond. That's another thing Heather said. He's an Osmond. We don't talk about them like that. Shut up.
Well, it's like we weren't thrilled that Seth called Whitney like biatch. We thought that was a little like, whoa, what are you doing? If that was enough to be like, it wasn't great. This you should, everybody on that couch at both couches should have been like, this is not acceptable.
Yes.
So, I mean, yeah, Heather was pissing me off. But you know what? Here, Mary actually annoyed me a little bit. Because she said that after Bronwyn read that literally horrible text, then she was like, I like Jared.
Yeah.
So I thought that was like, okay. Really? After that? Okay.
Her and Bronwyn aren't that close.
I know, but
so she
still.
Didn't, I know. I agree. But she just didn't care.
I know I said something about Mary, but you just have to go.
It's that she's got enough on her plate that she doesn't need to deal with another wreck.
Oh my God. Can you believe she said that to her face, Brittany's face?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I can't believe it. So after the whole Jared of it all, Brittany publicly claims that she is done with Jared, which we know.
1,000%,
yes.
not 100, 1,000.
And we know that she's back together with him.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, I think she's going to come back for another season, so Jared's got to stick around for that.
That's the only reason.
It is 1,000,000,000% the reason.
Yes.
But she bought it hook, line, and sinker, so.
I know. I don't know if she cares. I don't know if she would be the type that would be like, oh my God, now that I'm on the show, he's finally into me, and I'm thrilled about that. Like, She's an idiot, but that's okay. Then we move into talking about Brittany's daughters and their strained relationship that they have. And Lisa makes a comment saying that Brittany's kids are a sensitive topic and that she won't talk about it. And I had to laugh because I thought, are you for real? I'm so glad, Lisa, that you are so loyal to Brittany that you're not going to talk about her kids, but we can talk about Gwen all we want.
I know.
That's fine.
The way they pick and choose is
yes.
funny.
Brittany goes on to say that Bronwyn is the cause of why her daughters didn't speak to her for, first she says 6 months, then it moves to 3.
No, first she said at all.
Oh, at all.
Yes.
Yeah.
First it was, my daughters don't speak to me because of you.
She's so hard to follow, I swear to God.
Yeah, and then it was 6 months, and then it got to 3 months after Andy was like, no, we're not pinning this on Bronwyn.
Right, we're not, because Andy, they literally say, we have your casting tapes. Andy's like, I have it, and I know that you said that you were estranged from your daughters on that tape.
They would not film.
Yes.
Your daughters would not film with you.
Right. And so I thought it was hilarious that they played it.
Yeah.
Her casting tape.
Which was very bizarre, too.
Yeah, it was also weird. It seemed almost like when she mentioned that she didn't talk to her daughters, that it was like a half weird laugh, smile, and then like drama.
It was like, I got some juicy gossip.
Yes.
My kids don't talk to me.
Yeah.
How great would that be for TV?
That's really the vibe it gave off.
I thought 1,000% it gave off that vibe. It was weird. Mm-hmm. But she comes off as very thirsty and very desperate to land this.
Yes.
So blaming Bronwyn, and let's talk about that. It was a little confusing, but Bronwyn said, I have never spoken to your daughters directly, ever. Mm-hmm. And when these women or woman or whoever, caretaker, I think Brittany called them her caregivers, her daughter's caregivers, which I thought, well, do they not live with their dad? They have caregivers? The whole thing was weird.
Yes.
But anyway, these women approached Bronwyn and said, I hear you're filming with Brittany. Be careful. Mm-hmm. And they were talking to her.
Yeah.
And somehow Brittany has spun this that Bronwyn's talking to her girls.
I know. And who sat the girls down and told them that what? Her story made no sense.
No.
She's very hard to follow.
She is hard to follow because it's all bullshit.
Yes, that's why. Yeah.
She doesn't have any facts on anything. And I think her story changes so many times. That's the problem.
Right.
That's how you know someone's lying. When they can't keep their story straight.
Yeah.
Then it's like, nah, you don't even know. How am I supposed to know? You don't even know.
Next, we're going to move on to the Mexico trip. And the first thing that they mentioned was Bronwyn's dog bite. She was bruised and scraped up, and it was insane. Her leg, her arm.
Yeah, if I saw that, I would have been concerned. My God, she looked like she got eaten.
I know. And the fact that she was like, no, I'll still go on the trip.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
But she said the story about what happened and that the man brought his dog that he was fostering to the dog park, not knowing that the dog had kind of some violent tendencies, and left the dog in the park to take a call. And then Bronwyn says she got afraid and did everything she wasn't supposed to do in a dog attack, and she moved and she did all these things. Yeah, and she panicked.
Of course.
Makes sense.
Who leaves a dog alone, though?
I don't know.
Like, that was just irresponsible.
It was ridiculous. So then somehow it gets on to the point of what do you do if you're in a dog attack? And Bronwyn mentions something about, like, the dog's butthole. And then Mary very matter-of-factly is like, don't do that.
Doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Yeah. Like, what? Like, you say this like you're speaking on it from a story, like something that happened to you. Like, you know. Like, you've seen things.
It's a story I would like for her to share.
I thought it was weird that nobody caught that. Like, that nobody asked about that.
Yeah, it was very definitive.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't work. I've tried it multiple times and it doesn't work. I know Mary has a dog, and I'm sure people try stuff. I don't know. But I think I would go first with the pressure point.
Yeah. I know. Bronwyn then says, though, that she didn't sue and she paid for all the medical bills for the dog to get checked out and everything like that.
Well, it's not surprising. She clearly loves animals.
Yes.
And dogs in particular.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if they have the money, then, you know, I'm not surprised she did that.
Yeah. Next, we'll talk about the Vida Tequila dinner in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And Angie just really wanted to talk to Meredith here in this moment. And she really felt like she couldn't because Lisa kept chiming in and Lisa kept referring it as though she was helping.
Right.
Which she wasn't. And Angie's trying to make the point of, Lisa, I want to talk to Meredith. I don't want to hear how you think Meredith feels.
Right.
I want to hear how Meredith feels. So please stop speaking for her. And then she goes on to say, Meredith's a lawyer and I'm a beauty school student. She could take me out. Like she is very capable of having a conversation with me and sitting down. You don't need to keep doing this and speaking for her.
It's so interesting because of all the women there that I think articulate themselves the clearest, I think it's one of them is Heather.
Yeah.
And I think she really speaks so well, like she's understanding the point of what you're asking and she answers the question and stuff. So you would think Meredith as a lawyer would do that. Like, I can defend myself. This is my case. This is the defense. But she really doesn't do that very well.
No. I mean, I don't know if it's because Lisa always jumps in that
be.
she doesn't have to.
Yeah.
So she doesn't. But it's just...
Or she just doesn't care.
Or she just doesn't care. And it's also that too. But it's just, at this point in the reunion, I was very much sick of Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of just like, I've heard enough from you. I don't need to hear you talk on everybody's issue because then that's how you have issues with everybody. It's because you won't shut up.
Right. Well, that whole couch, I'm going to be honest, all three of them would talk at the same time. And you can't hear anybody. The point is missed. You're all talking to the same person who can't hear any of you as well. So it's a lot.
Well, it's a good thing that Brittany is here because they all have a common enemy for this part of the reunion, which is about Brittany recording the women in the van. Mm-hmm. And Andy goes on to say, well, there were a bunch of reasons that you gave. You gave like 3 different reasons as to why you were recording. And then Lisa chimes in and goes, well, there were 4.
Yeah.
And so Andy's like, okay, then there were 4. And the 4 reasons, if you would like to know what they were, were said she was recording a video for Olivia. She said she was filming the scenery. She said she was saving the video for later and then said she wanted to tell Olivia congrats on her math test.
All dumb.
All dumb. Yeah. All don't make sense. And then Brittany isn't owning the part where she keeps saying it was 2 seconds.
She's
her video.
Insisting on that.
Yes. And that production made it longer or edited it to make it seem like it was a longer video than it was. And it's like the timestamp is on the video.
Andy wasn't having that.
No.
He's like, no. You can't edit something to make it longer.
Right.
And she just kind of sat there. Like, oh.
I know. It really does not make sense. So she just doesn't get her story straight. It's so annoying.
Well, she also said that she was still scarred by it or something.
Yes, she specifically said that she was abused, that it was abusive, and that she's, still...
She'll never get over it.
And they're all kind of like, okay.
No, Mary was like, oh my God. What did Mary say? Something like, stop. This should be done, and I hope you're done too, or something.
Yeah, like, well, we're all over it, and I'm over you. That type of deal. Yeah, so none of the women bought this story at all. They all agree that that's what she was doing.
Right.
Something that I thought was really weird that happened at this reunion was Meredith says that Jen Shah called her.
Yeah.
And Whitney literally jumps in and says, why is that okay? And Whitney talking to Monica isn't.
I don't know.
I thought that was a fair point.
I thought it was a fair point, too.
I mean, one woman's calling you from prison, and the other one is out and about and still fine, is a free woman.
I mean, you don't have to like either if you don't want to, but like one's worse than the other. And,
I mean, it's very obvious who's worse out of the two here. So,
yeah. The woman who gave you a black eye, the woman who blamed you for her prison sentence, the woman who, yeah, I'd say so.
So then Mary comes in with, I think, a super strong point and says, if Jen Shah called me, I wouldn't pick it up.
Right.
And she's like, she accused me and Meredith of the reason why she went to prison. She told us she was all innocent and she lied.
Up to the very last second.
Yes.
Yes. She kept saying she was innocent, and then boom, she takes a plea deal.
So you had reposted a tweet from @Esteco2 who said, thank God for Mary Cosby reminding everyone how awful Jen Shah was and how shitty she treated them all. How does no one bring up the black eye, and how does Heather sit there silent during this? I get she's got this new Meredith alliance, but this is just ridiculous.
Oh my, fucking men. I mean, I don't know. Heather literally sat there not saying a word. The woman assaulted you.
Yes.
And this isn't us just guessing. You, Heather, said your black eye was from Jen Shah. And now you're going to sit there and act like this is normal?
Right. And I thought it was weird, too, that Meredith was like, well, I'm about, second chances and I'm about things like that. And it's like, Mary's exactly right here. No, not unless somebody's gone too far past that point.
Yes.
Then no. Like, she literally did absolutely everything to Meredith that would be hurtful. She talked about her kids. She talked about, accused you of that you're the reason why I'm in prison. I don't actually really know why Jen called her, to be honest.
And let's talk about the reason why she's in prison, which was stealing from the elderly. We saw reports on this. There were people who lost their homes.
It's horrible.
You can't, I know she's paying restitution, but they can't get back what they've lost.
No.
And it's disgusting. And so you can forgive her if you want, but you don't have to be friends with her. You don't have to invite her into your friend group.
No.
It's not necessary. And frankly, I think a little bit less of you for doing that.
Well, and it's like they act like when she gets out, like she's coming back on the show or something.
That's not happening.
It's not going to happen.
No.
So if you're worried about that, then don't be.
Right.
We'll sort of start kind of wrapping up the reunion here with talking about the burn dinner that they had.
Mm-hmm.
And Heather's point kind of was to just get all the words to lose their meaning, and bullshit is talked about them all the time online, and the women shouldn't contribute to it. Mm-hmm. So this brings us to Whitney and Lisa, and them still kind of fighting about what Whitney's text was about Lisa. Mm-hmm. And Lisa just will not stop talking. She can't do it. Mm-hmm. And Whitney's trying to burn this with her. She's really trying. Mm-hmm. And finally, Whitney's just like, I'm done trying to talk to Lisa, and looks over at Meredith and is like, do you want to burn our issues? Because I'm getting absolutely nowhere with her. So are you open to that? And Meredith's like, yeah.
I know. I don't think Lisa even heard that.
No. Oh, no. She was still on her rant.
I think she talks to herself.
I bet you she does. She seems like somebody who would talk in the mirror, like to herself.
Yeah.
I get that vibe. So Lisa's still rambling and going on, and somehow we get to her saying that she could have been trafficked and her parents wouldn't have even noticed.
Yeah, she was emotional when she said that. I'm not sure if the point she was trying to make was that I was one of 6 kids. I was never heard. So I want to be heard now. And I'm not even sure how that's relevant to what they were talking about either.
No,
I don't know.
Or is it that your parents didn't care about you and so you care about your kids?
And John?
Is that it?
I don't know.
Because if that was it, the plane did not land. So it actually took me up until this moment to come up with that theory. We watched it twice and I still didn't understand.
No,
so
I didn't get it
either.
Heather was sitting next to her and just kind of cringed, like, "Oh God, what?"
I don't think anybody knew how to respond to that.
Yeah, I don't. I still don't.
Like, sorry? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I actually think that at the end of it all, Lisa and Whitney kind of sort of got to a decent place, which I was not expecting.
Whitney actually got up because Lisa still wasn't listening or didn't hear it, and got in her face.
Yeah.
And they hugged.
Mm-hmm. I know. Weird. And Lisa told her that she loved her. And then Whitney kind of said it back. She said that she loved her too, didn't she? Yeah. So that's more than I thought we were going to get. I can tell you that.
Who would have thought after this reunion that Whitney and Lisa would be in a better place than Bronwyn and Lisa?
I know, right?
Weirder things have happened.
Andy decides that they're going to end this reunion with the women saying something nice about each other instead of something mean.
Right.
And Brittany is now offset and she says, I should be out there. What am I doing? Like, why am I back here?
She wanted something nice said about her. Yeah, I know. She was a lot.
God, isn't she so like a pick-me person? Like, that's it. That's all the energy that she gives off. She actually probably says it too, pick me.
Who would they have? I guess Lisa would have to say something nice about her because I'm not sure anybody else could.
Nobody else. Maybe Heather, but
actually Angie complimented her hair, but we know why. So,
so Mary starts with Heather and says that she's powerful, smart, she has a lot of love, and just doesn't know who to give it to. So love me back, girl.
I thought that was sweet.
I know. I thought it was cute too.
And it was nice.
Yes. Because we will find as we go along here with these, some of them are a little, backhanded.
Yes.
And not as sincere as I felt that they could have been.
No. And I thought Mary's was a good one.
Yes. Then it's Lisa's turn and she has to say something nice about Whitney. And she says that she works really hard, that she's a great mom, and when she is committed to being a friend, she is a great one. And best of luck with all her businesses. When you decide to be a good friend, then you are a great one. Okay. Thanks?
Yeah.
I guess.
Thanks for that backhanded compliment.
Right. Could you just say that you love me again rather than give me that?
Well, clearly she didn't know what to say.
I know.
So she made up shit.
Then Meredith gives a compliment to Angie, which she starts with that Angie looks pretty tonight. Okay, we're warming up. I can see, yeah. Then she goes to say that she's a good mother, but then changes it from good to great, so she upgrades it. So she's like, you're a good, great mother. I'm just like, oh my God, you couldn't have even said great the first time. You just said good. I'm like, okay. Then she says that she loves and cares for her family, that she's driven, hardworking, successful. And then my favorite is, and Meredith hasn't personally seen it, but she can be a very good friend. Like, you're a good friend to Mary. You're not to me. So I haven't received it personally, but you can be.
I love the you're a great mom one because that comes up a bunch of times. And it's like, when you have absolutely nothing nice to say about someone, the generic, you're a great mom will work because most people are.
Most people care about their kids.
Yeah.
Except Brittany. That's why she's not there.
That's how low the bar is that, okay, well, you're a good mom. I think your kid likes you.
Right.
Although, what did you say that Brittany's not?
Yes. Sorry, she wasn't on stage.
I missed that.
Sorry. Sorry, I snuck that in there. But yeah, I know. It's the way that it's said, too. It's just like, you're a great mom. There's no emphasis on anything else. It's just that. It's like, okay, thanks. So then Angie goes and gives a compliment to Meredith and says that she's a lovely mother. We've upgraded from good or great to lovely. That she's beautiful and that she secretly likes her, which I thought was funny.
That was funny.
Then...
Oh, that's it?
Yeah. Yeah, Angie's was shorter because everybody kind of laughed.
So it's just pretty and good mom.
Oh, which, you know what, though? That seems to be all these women care about. So if that's all you got to do.
That's all you need.
Give the minimal. Then Bronwyn goes and she gives a compliment to Heather. And this one I thought was very sincere. Some of the other ones I did not think so, but this I did. Bronwyn says that she wants to be friends with her. She's witty. She envies her relationship with the other women, that she's intelligent, that she keeps her on her toes. She's proud of Heather and how she parents her daughters and is doing a beautiful job leading yourself and them to the future that you want for them.
Which is a much nicer way of saying that you're a great mom.
Right. And why, it says why you are.
Yes. Yes.
It's way more descriptive and way more heartfelt and
articulate.
You feel that. Yes.
Agreed.
Then Heather in return gives a compliment to Bronwyn and she says she understands all her trauma and recognizes it, that Bronwyn is remarkable, that Gwen is remarkable, and so is her husband Alan, which was really funny and quick.
Yeah, that was good.
And that she's a fabulous addition to the group.
I really hope that Bronwyn has a better season.
I know. I hope so too.
Because I know a lot of people right now are kind of down on her because she's had a lot of inconsistencies in her story.
Yeah.
Whether it's the stupid jewelry stuff or, you know, her marriage or whatever. I think she really kind of started strong, faded a bit because she just didn't know how to navigate this Housewives thing. So I'm hoping that she learns how to be a better friend and builds some of these friendships. And look, don't build it with Lisa. You don't need to.
No,
you can
don't.
be all surface with Lisa.
Yes, which is what she said that you guys are.
Right. So just take it, leave it there, and try to build friendships with the other women.
Yeah, agreed. Because there are some that want deeper relationships. Mary's one of them. Angie is. You know, you could form a real bond there.
Agreed. And maybe she can with Heather.
Then Whitney goes and says something nice about Lisa. And her starting comment was that she has the best hair.
Oh, my God.
Some of these aren't even, like, compliments or whatever. No. It's just, like, a fact, like...
But it would be something that Lisa would eat up, which is really silly.
Right.
But
yeah, 100%. Yeah. Then Whitney says that what she likes about Lisa the most is also what can drive her crazy sometimes, which is her perfectionism, that you go the distance, and that when Lisa is showing up as a friend, you can be a good friend, which is the same compliment. I'm using air quotes here.
That's actually two backhanded compliments.
Yeah.
When you show up, you can be good. So you're not always. But when you show up and you actually make an effort,
right,
you're
then
good.
Stellar. Yeah.
Yeah. No, not stellar.
Oh, no, I added
good.
That. Good.
Let's not go
good.
We're not better than good.
Yes, I'm sorry. I made that mistake. And then what I thought was super cute to end it out is Mary said that she wanted Andy to give her compliment. It was supposed to be Meredith. Meredith was supposed to do about Mary, but Mary requested that Andy do hers. So Andy said about Mary that she showed us her heart this year, what an incredible mother she is, how open she is, understanding, compassionate, and meeting someone where they are and guiding them towards light, and that she's funny as hell even without trying.
All accurate.
Yes.
Yeah.
And can I just say that is way more way more sincere than what some of these women said about each other.
These women are supposed to have close friendships.
Yes.
And their boss had more feeling and sincerity in his comment than most of them.
So when we watched this on TV for the first time, we did not realize that Mary actually, in return, gave Andy a compliment. We saw it on Peacock, on the extended version. And her compliment was super sweet, too.
Yeah, it was.
She said to Andy, "You are a star. You're intelligent, smart, incredible, a beautiful father, inspirational, and loves how he supported her. And she felt it when the whole world was against her and he reached out to her."
And he was touched.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. It was a lovely moment between the two of them. And I'm glad they showed it on Peacock because
I know.
I wouldn't have wanted to miss that. I'm glad I saw it.
Yeah, I know. I wonder why they cut that out because I enjoyed seeing that as
I'm guessing they cut it out because it served Andy.
Yeah,
and
that's true. Yes.
But still, it was really nice to see. And I think Mary was absolutely adorable, wanting to give him back, what she loves about him. So, yeah, it was sweet.
So overall, I thought this reunion was pretty positive. I thought that it ended on a very high note. It could have ended with, no resolution, no anything. But I felt like this was a great way to end the season.
I miss it already.
I know. I really, really liked this season. I like the cast that we have right now. Just because I said I couldn't stand Lisa, I don't want her to go anywhere.
Oh my gosh, no.
But I like the group that we have.
I would agree. I don't want any changes. I mean, Lisa's made for TV. My God. Yes, she's kind of infuriating sometimes and annoying, but she's also a great housewife.
100%.
And
yes.
I just feel like, Bronwyn just got her feet wet. She's got to jump in and, kind of learn how to film and how to, these aren't regular friendships and relationships. It's a little different, and hopefully, she works it out for season 2, but I'm looking forward to it for her season 2.
For her, yeah.
Thanks for listening to episode 36 of Nice-ish. You can follow us on Instagram, Threads, Twitter, or Blue Sky at Nice-ish Podcast or Love Cindy C. You can listen to Nice-ish wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. Look for new episodes every Monday. Thank you for listening and have a nice-ish day.